shocking. Your person is about to do something crazy because of you. My beloved child, listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal will make your heart race, your breath pause, and your mind whisper the same truth your soul has been sensing all week. Something huge is waiting for you. From the very first second, destiny has been trying to pull your attention toward one person, a person who has been acting strangely, thinking unusually, and feeling emotions so intense that even they don't fully understand what's happening inside them. What you're about to hear isn't random, isn't accidental, and definitely isn't ordinary. This is the moment where the story turns, where the hidden becomes visible, and where the truth that's been trembling behind the curtain finally steps into the light. And I need you to stay with me, because every second you watch, the message becomes clearer, louder, and more powerful, the way lightning becomes brighter when the storm is fully awake. Now hear this new opening, because it marks the point where your person's emotions begin spiraling into something they can't hide anymore. They've been pacing, overthinking, replaying conversations in their mind like a movie stuck on a loop. They've been fighting the urge to reach out, resisting the impulse to do something bold, unexpected, even unbelievable, all because of you. The way you speak, the way you walk, the way you showed them even a drop of warmth, it shook something deep inside them. And now that feeling has turned into restlessness, into a fire they can't extinguish, into a decision that keeps growing stronger every hour. They're about to take a step so shocking that even the universe had to pause and watch. And yet, before they act, life pushed you here, so you could hear this warning wrapped in clarity, wrapped in mystery, wrapped in undeniable truth. Here begins the third opening, the strongest one, the moment where your heart and their heart collide somewhere unseen. They've been pretending to be fine, but inside them is a storm twisting, pulling, pushing them into a place where emotion overrides logic. They've reached a point where their thoughts about you aren't just thoughts anymore, they're turning into action. They've been planning something unexpected, something intense, something that will change the direction of your connection forever. They're tired of silence. They're tired of distance. They're tired of pretending they don't care. And now, they're on the edge of doing something so wild, so bold, so driven by emotion that even they won't recognize themselves afterward. Stay still, stay focused, stay locked in, because what comes next will reveal exactly why this message found you today, and what destiny has been preparing behind your back while you were busy surviving. Listen to this new beginning, because this is where their emotions stop being quiet and start becoming unstoppable. Your person has reached a point where holding back is no longer possible. They're standing in a space between fear and desire, between hesitation and obsession, and every thought they have is pulling them toward you with a force they can't control anymore. They've been trying to distract themselves, trying to act normal, trying to pretend they don't feel what they feel, but it isn't working. The more they resist, the louder the craving becomes. They've been checking your profile, rereading your messages, imagining conversations that never happened yet, and the intensity is rising so fast that they're about to burst into action. Something huge is waiting for you, and their energy is becoming too heavy for them to hold inside. Here's another opening, the moment where their mind flips. Something happened recently, maybe a sign, a memory, a dream, a sudden pull, and it pushed them into a level of determination they've never felt before. They're ready to break rules, break patterns, break their silence, just to reach you. They've been imagining scenarios where they show up unexpectedly, confess something they've hidden for months, or make a move so sudden that everyone around them would be shocked. They don't care about consequences right now. They only care about one thing, you. And this urgency isn't coming from confusion, it's coming from a place their heart has been hiding for far too long. Something inside them finally snapped into truth, and now their next step will rewrite your connection completely. And now comes the strongest opening, the moment where the universe practically drags you into awareness. Your person is preparing something, a message, a move, a confession, a decision, something so bold that it will make you question why you didn't see all the signs earlier. Their emotions are overflowing. Their patience is gone. Their fear is fading. And what remains is pure intensity, the kind that makes people act in ways you never expect. They've been imagining losing you, imagining someone else getting your attention, and that thought alone is pushing them into a kind of emotional madness. Any moment now, they're going to do something that shocks even themselves. Stay here. Stay focused. Because what they're about to do will unfold in the next part exactly the way destiny has been planning it. Let this fresh opening hit you, because this is where their emotions cross the point of no return. Your person has reached a stage where every thought of you feels like electricity under their skin. They can't sit still, can't calm down, can't pretend it's nothing anymore. Their mind keeps replaying every moment, every silence, every hint you ever gave, and now those fragments have turned into a wave pushing them forward. They've convinced themselves that if they don't act now, they'll lose their chance forever. Something huge is waiting for you, and the energy around them is building like a storm that refuses to stay controlled. Their heart is stepping into a decision so intense that destiny itself has paused just to watch what happens next. Now enter this second opening, because this moment reveals the truth they've been hiding even from themselves. They're tired of wondering what you feel. They're tired of overthinking. They're tired of imagining what could happen when they finally stop holding back. Their emotions have turned into courage, and that courage is turning into action. They've already imagined surprising you, showing up, calling late at night, writing a message they've deleted 1,000 times, or appearing in your life in a way you didn't expect. They've been preparing something wild, something bold, something they never thought they'd have the guts to do. And what's shocking is this. They're not doing it out of impulsiveness. They're doing it because you matter to them more than they ever admitted. This is not a moment of confusion, this is a moment of revelation for them. Here comes the third opening, the one that pulls the curtain back on everything they've been carrying inside. They've been hiding their feelings behind jokes, silence, ego, distance, or distractions. But all of that is collapsing now. They're done pretending. They're done holding back. They're done waiting for the right moment. Their connection to you has become so strong that it's starting to override every fear they ever had. Something inside them has awakened, something powerful, emotional, and unstoppable. That's why their next move will be shocking, unexpected, and filled with a level of intensity you haven't seen from them before. Stay with me. Step into this new opening, because this is where their emotions explode into action. Your person is no longer just thinking about you, they're moving, planning, deciding. Their heart has crossed a threshold, and now everything inside them is pushing them to do something bold, shocking, unforgettable. They've been feeling a pull so intense that it's starting to control their decisions. They keep imagining what will happen when they finally show you what they've been hiding. They're rehearsing words, replaying memories, and preparing a step that even they once thought was impossible. Something huge is waiting for you, and the universe has aligned this moment to prepare you for the emotional storm they're about to unleash. Here comes another opening, and this one reveals the truth they've been terrified to face. They can't let you go. They can't move on. They can't silence this feeling anymore. Their heart has reached a point where it refuses to stay quiet. They've been watching your energy shift, sensing your distance, feeling the possibility of losing you, and that fear has turned into a fire burning inside them. They're ready to reveal something deep, something raw, something they've guarded for too long. They might reach out suddenly, confess feelings without warning, or show up in a way that makes everyone around them stop and stare. And if this message resonates with your spirit, let the energy travel forward, let the universe carry it where it needs to go, because your connection is stepping into a new phase no one expected. And now the strongest opening arrives, the moment destiny kept hidden until you were ready to hear it. Your person is about to act out of pure emotion, the kind that makes people forget fear, forget hesitation, forget logic. They're preparing to take a leap that will change everything between you. They're imagining a future with you so vividly that they're starting to chase it with a wild determination. This isn't fantasy anymore. This is real energy, real intention, real action building behind the scenes. The message that's been waiting for you since the beginning of this video is this: their next move will be powerful, unexpected, and deeply emotional. And you were meant to hear this today, because destiny wanted you prepared when their truth finally breaks through the silence. Let this powerful opening sink in, because this is where their emotions stop being whispers and become a force of nature. Your person is no longer hesitating, no longer doubting, no longer running from the truth that has been burning inside them. They've been carrying a pressure so heavy that it's finally reaching a breaking point. Their mind is filled with what-ifs, with regrets, with moments they wish they handled differently, and now all of these emotions have collided into one unstoppable urge to take action. They're not thinking small anymore. They're not thinking safe anymore. They're thinking in extremes, in leaps, in bold decisions. Something huge is waiting for you, and the universe brought you here because the moment they're preparing for will change the whole energy between you. Now witness this new opening, the one where their heart finally refuses to stay silent. They've been haunted by the idea of losing you, terrified of the distance that has grown, and shaken by the thought of someone else stepping into your life. This fear has awakened a side of them you've never seen, a side that is willing to do things they once swore they'd never do. They keep imagining reaching out to you late at night, confessing their truth in one breath, or showing up unplanned because they can't take the silence anymore. Their emotions are spilling into action, into decisions, into a boldness that surprises even them. And deep inside, they know they're on the edge of doing something they can't take back, something wild, something intense, something that will reveal exactly how much you mean to them. And now step into this final opening, where destiny exposes the raw truth they've been trying to bury. Your person isn't acting from confusion, they're acting from clarity, from realization, from a deep emotional pull that has grown stronger every day. They've reached a point where pretending doesn't work anymore. Every time they think of you, their heart reacts before their mind can interfere. And now, their emotions are about to guide them into a move that will shock you, not because it's reckless, but because it's real. They've never felt something this powerful for anyone before, and that's exactly why they're ready to cross every boundary they once set for themselves. Stay with this energy, because the next part will reveal the moment when all of their hidden feelings finally burst into reality. Step into this fresh opening, because this is where their emotions move from pressure to eruption. Your person has been carrying a storm inside them, and now that storm has grown too big to hide. Every time they try to calm themselves, their mind circles right back to you. It's like your presence has become a magnet pulling them into decisions they never imagined making. They've been staring at their phone longer than usual, typing things they don't send, imagining conversations that feel too intense to say out loud. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's becoming impossible for them to control what they're feeling. Their heart is choosing a path their logic can't argue with anymore. Now feel this second opening, the one that reveals how close they are to doing something completely unexpected. They've been walking around with this restless energy, thinking about reaching out in the middle of the night, imagining taking a sudden trip just to see you, or planning a confession that spills out without warning. They're questioning everything, their past decisions, their silence, their distance, and every question leads back to one truth: they can't lose you. They're ready to break old patterns, shake off old fears, and step into a version of themselves they didn't know existed until you awakened it. Their emotions are louder than their doubts, and that's why their next move is going to shock even them. And now comes the strongest opening, the moment where destiny shows you its intention clearly. Your person has reached a tipping point, the line where love becomes action, longing becomes movement, and hesitation becomes irreversible choice. They're preparing to say or do something that will reveal the depth they've been hiding behind silence. This isn't a fantasy or imagination anymore. This is an emotional shift that has turned into certainty. They don't care who understands them, who judges them, or who gets surprised. All they know is that the pull toward you is too powerful to ignore. Their next step is not just a message, it's a turning point that will change your entire connection forever. Stay tuned, because what comes next will reveal the exact moment this shift becomes real. Enter this new opening, because this is where their emotions stop being manageable and start taking control of their entire world. Your person is feeling a pressure inside their chest that refuses to settle. They've been trying to distract themselves, bury themselves in work, talk to other people, ignore the signs, but nothing works. Every path, every thought, every heartbeat leads right back to you. And now, they're reaching a point where their feelings are so strong that they're ready to take a step they once believed they'd never be brave enough to take. Something huge is waiting for you, and the energy around them is becoming impossible to hold back. They're preparing for a moment that will rewrite the way you see them forever. Now walk into this second opening, the one where the truth begins to leak through their cracks. They've been imagining you in their future, imagining conversations that never happened, imagining a moment where they finally tell you everything they've kept locked inside. It's getting harder for them to pretend they're fine. It's getting harder to act like things are normal. It's getting harder to fight the urge to reach for you. They're rehearsing thoughts in their mind, emotions in their heart, and a decision in their soul, a decision that grows stronger every time they picture you slipping away. That fear, that longing, that intensity is merging into one powerful push, and it's guiding them straight toward a shocking move that no one around them is expecting. And now step into the strongest opening yet, the one that reveals the turning point. They've crossed the inner line between maybe and must. Their feelings aren't silent anymore, they're loud, desperate, undeniable. They've realized something they never admitted before: losing you would break something inside them. And because of that, they're ready to break their silence, break their routine, break their fear, just to reach you in a way that shows exactly how deep their emotions truly run. This next move is not small. It's not casual. It's not safe. It's emotional, it's bold, it's intense, and it's coming faster than you think. Stay close, because the next part will take you into the exact moment where everything inside them finally erupts into action. Step into this fresh opening, because this is where their emotions shift from intensity to urgency. Your person is no longer just feeling overwhelmed, they're feeling driven. Something inside them has clicked, snapped, awakened, and now their entire body is reacting to the thought of you. Their chest tightens, their hands shake, their mind races, and every second feels like a countdown. They're tired of waiting, tired of watching from a distance, tired of pretending they don't care. Something huge is waiting for you, and their soul knows it. That's why they're preparing to make a move that feels wild, risky, almost unbelievable, but in their heart, it feels like the only thing that makes sense anymore. Now enter this deeper opening, the one where their hidden truth begins to rise like a wave. They've been trying to keep themselves calm, trying to convince themselves to be patient, trying to hold on to some sense of control, but their emotions aren't listening anymore. Every memory of you feels sharper, every silence feels heavier, every thought feels louder. They keep imagining your face, your voice, the way you look at them, the way you make them feel without even trying. It's haunting them, pulling them, shaking them into action. They're on the edge of reaching out in a way that will shock even them: a confession, a sudden message, a bold appearance, a decision that flips everything upside down. And they don't care if it surprises you. They don't care if it exposes their heart. They only care about not losing you. Now step into the strongest opening, the one where destiny lifts the veil completely. Your person has realized that what they feel for you isn't temporary, isn't light, isn't something they can walk away from. It's deep. It's emotional. It's powerful. And it's becoming impossible to ignore. They're feeling this strange mix of fear and excitement, the type that makes people make life-changing decisions in a single moment. Their heart is racing ahead of their mind, their emotions are overpowering their doubts, and their next move is forming in a way that will change your connection forever. They're ready to take a leap, a real one, the kind that reveals exactly how much you truly mean to them. Stay here, because the next part will take you directly into the moment where their emotions explode into the action you've been sensing coming. Step into this new opening, because this is the moment where their emotions shift from hidden to unstoppable. Your person is reaching a level of intensity inside their heart that they can't explain, can't control, and can't silence anymore. Every time they think of you, it feels like their whole world pauses for a second. They keep imagining different futures, different choices, different moments where they finally show you everything they've been holding back. Something huge is waiting for you, and their spirit can feel it so strongly that it's pushing them toward a decision they once thought they'd never have the courage to make. This is not a small feeling, this is a turning point. Now move into this deeper opening, where the truth they've been hiding finally becomes too heavy to carry. They're overwhelmed by memories, by regrets, by the moments they should have spoken but stayed silent. Their heart aches every time they think about what they didn't say, what they didn't do, and what they almost lost because they didn't step forward earlier. And now, the fear of losing you is transforming into a new kind of bravery, the kind that makes people act out of pure emotion. They're rehearsing scenarios in their mind, imagining themselves saying something bold, revealing something deep, or appearing in your life in a way that no one around them would expect. Their emotions have reached a level where holding back feels impossible. And now enter the strongest opening, the moment where destiny pushes them to the edge of a decision that's going to change everything. They're filled with a wild mixture of longing, fear, excitement, and urgency, all of it directed toward you. Their heart is practically pulling them forward, telling them to act now, to stop waiting, to step into the truth they've avoided for far too long. They're about to do something surprising, something bold, something that even they won't fully understand until it's done. It might be a sudden message, a heartfelt confession, an unexpected appearance, or a decision that forces your story into a completely new direction. And the universe wants you to know this. Their next move is not random, it's guided by a feeling so deep that it refuses to be contained any longer. Step into this intense opening, because this is where their emotions stop being quiet signals and become a full-force tidal wave crashing through every part of their mind. Your person is no longer just thinking about you, they're consumed by you. Every moment of silence feels heavier, every memory feels sharper, every thought feels louder. They've been trying to maintain control, trying to act normal, trying to convince themselves that they can handle this, but they can't. Something huge is waiting for you, and their soul is being pulled toward a decision that feels bigger than anything they've done in a long time. Their emotions are no longer whispers, they're commands. And those commands are pushing them into a move they never expected to make, but now they feel like they have to. Now walk into this deeper opening, because this is where their truth lifts its head and refuses to go back into hiding. They're remembering every small moment, every hint, every shift, every sign between you. They're replaying the times you smiled, the times you were quiet, the times you felt distant, the times your energy changed. All of it is drowning them in a realization they can't escape. You matter to them more than they ever admitted. Their heart is shaking, their mind is spiraling, and their soul is screaming for movement. They've been imagining sending you a long message, an emotional confession, a sudden, "I need to talk to you," or even showing up unexpectedly because the pressure inside them is too much to contain. They're on the edge, truly on the edge, of doing something that will shock you, themselves, and even the people around them. And now step into the strongest opening yet, the moment where destiny's push becomes impossible for them to resist. They've crossed the emotional threshold where fear no longer stops them. They've crossed the line where holding back feels more painful than taking the risk. And now, their next move is practically bursting out of their chest. They're ready to take a leap, a big one, the kind that reveals their heart in a way they've never revealed it before. Their pulse races just thinking about contacting you. Their mind visualizes you so vividly that it drives them into a kind of emotional urgency that borders on overwhelming. They're not doing this because they're confused. They're doing it because the feeling they have for you has become too powerful to ignore.